Tara Lynn with 5 Acres Honey Farm. Today is Valentine's Day 2021, and I figured I would share with you a little bit about how we fell in love with our house. And it's a little significant today because we bought our house on Valentine's Day 7 years ago. I will take you around and show you the little things we've discovered along the way. I can give you a little background of when we learned about this house, and sorry for the dishwasher being loud in the background. Once we saw it, we didn't really want to see any others, and it had only been on the market for 2 days. And we were told we needed to submit our highest and best offer, and that the sellers did not want to have a bidding war or any negotiations or anything like that. So part of our offer is that as a writer, I wrote a letter telling the sellers how much we loved the property and how we were promising to continue to add to its charm over the years. And one of the things that I loved about this house, and this is when you first walk in, you kind of see all these beams around here. They're just beautiful. And what we learned at the closing of our house 7 years ago today was that the original owners who we bought this from, he hand-hewed all of these beams himself. And it's just amazing. And so this was one of the details that really made us fall in love with the place. And then I'll show you a little bit over here. And then a few years ago, I painted a picture of our house with our chickens out back. So the thing that really hooked us when we moved out here, and right now our deck is totally empty, which is a little silly because it was totally empty when we moved in, because we are getting it stained and they only could do one coat because of the weather, so we're waiting for the weather to change before it'll get finished. But when I first came here, I walked right through the living room like we just did and came out here, and way down there where those little crazy chickens are, that was just a firewood storage area, and I immediately knew that was going to be the chicken coop. And you know, all these apple trees, I only just put those in a few months ago. That was not here, obviously, and didn't even really need to see the rest of the house. I was pretty much sold. And another detail I loved about this house was that it has this window seat in one of the bedrooms, and we added this curtain to make it a little bit cozier. And unfortunately, in all of the years we've been here, I've always intended to get a cushion made for it, and I never did. And I really should do that because I had always wanted to come here and read. And one of the other things, which became a little more sentimental after being here for a while, is that there's this window here that wasn't until a few years into being a beekeeper that I realized it's perfect for a beekeeper. So part of that promise to continue to add to the charm and character of the house is here. I'm in my bedroom right now, and our bedroom faces the backyard. And the backyard is, you know, super wooded and private, and although this time of year there's no leaves on the trees and you really can't see how beautiful it is during the spring, summer, and the fall, one of the things we could not wrap our heads around was that there was an addition put on the house now about 15 years ago, and they expanded this room. So like this wall behind me, you know, wasn't here. This was actually 10 feet in front of me, and the house was expanded further back. However, this whole wall was a wall. There was no window here. So we had a custom 6-foot window made so that we could actually enjoy the view. And you can kind of see I've got these like little leaves here, and that's because after we had this window installed a few years ago, there were birds hitting the window, so that was not good. And so I got these little translucent leaves, and they have helped cut back. I really haven't heard or seen any birds hit the window. And what I've done is like where the birds hit, I'll like see where their feathers are, and I've just put like the leaves there and kind of keep it in, you know, in different places to help with the reflection. And I have done that also with our front window too. So it's really a helpful thing, and it's kind of decorative too. It doesn't really, you know, hurt the view, and it's there for a good reason. But what's really nice is being able to look out here, we can see the coop. We see all sorts of, wildlife, pileated woodpeckers, hawks, deer, and a few weeks ago, if you were watching my video, I was right here and I saw a coyote. So it's otherwise, if having just a solid wall here, we were totally missing out on all that, plus missing out on just the sunsets and all that stuff too. So this has been awesome to add this character to the house. And just this morning on Valentine's Day, there was a herd of bucks going through looking for their own Valentines. I found this funky little mouse bell in one of the vintage shops in town, and we put this up a few years ago because it just really felt like it belonged here. Our neighbors on this side of the property happened to tell me that the whole section over here from the previous owners used to be blueberry bushes. And with the previous owner, his wife had passed away and his new wife had everything ripped out, or so we've been told. So I've been slowly adding more and more blueberry bushes, and I've also have some blackberry bushes here too, and some mulberry trees off to the side. But all of this was completely open when we got here. There's no good way to show all the split rail fence, but I really love it. I think it gives a lot of character, and there are tons of native pollinators that live in it too. As I've already shared, there are so many things we love about the house and the property, but having the creek is a big plus. It's just not only the sounds, but the wildlife it brings, and it just kind of breaks up the terrain a little bit, and having all of this space to just explore and build trails. And this area way out back here used to be the original owner's garden space, which if you've seen in earlier videos, I don't know how they got water back here, but there's some remnants of an old electric fence that they used to have. But what was really cool is this past winter I discovered this huge patch over here. I don't know how I never noticed it before. And you can kind of see some of the seed heads, I'll flip this around, of bee balm. And this whole area was just beautiful bee balm. And a few years ago, someone helped identify kind of between the trees just over here, which you can't really see them because they're dormant right now, but it's black cohosh. And there's a whole bunch of it just growing like wild in the warmer months, and so just discovering things like that has been really nice. There's also moss everywhere, which is so beautiful. And one of the things that I really like, I was just reminded of when I was looking over here, it's like you can see these daffodils coming up here. And so the original owners just randomly planted them around different places. So every spring, it's like a little reminder of those little surprises. These are one of the old garden posts that has the electric fence piece on it, and I just turned it into a little border for one of the trails. One of the things that I did last summer was I renovated my office. So this whole shiplap wall I put up myself, and I redid, I pulled out the carpet, did the floors, and just gave the space more of a modern and me feel. What really surprises me about places is that when we moved into this house 7 years ago, I had no interest in bees, no interest in gardening. I knew I wanted to have chickens, but beyond that, that I didn't identify with any of the things that I do today. And it's really a testament to having an open mind and letting a place help define you. So I'm curious if you love where you live and how your home has changed you, and if beekeeping found you a different way, or how your path to gardening and beekeeping happened. So please comment below, let me know. and happy Valentine's Day.